Welcome to Of Men, For Men. Here we'll discuss issues pertaining to the modern day man. Subjects like health, wealth, lifestyle, gear, and relationships. So join me as we dive into the world of men for men. Hello, and welcome to the Of Men, For Men podcast. I am your host, James Rodney Lee Max. Well, all right. Yeah, come on in, kick back, relax. Grab yourself a good one. All right, how's everybody been? All right, hope everybody had a good weekend. There was some good college games, good NFL games, a lot of surprises, some upsets, a lot of things going on. Coaches getting fired, coaches on the hot seat. And a lot of it's got to do with political correctness. Not that they did anything wrong as a coach. You know what I'm saying? But they did something that is optically, doesn't look quite right for the team or whatever. Not that they committed any crimes or anything. Oh, God. What a world. Getting worse every day. We got to start standing up and fighting back, people. At least these employees for that Southwest Airlines said, hey, F you. I'm not taking you jabby jab. Good for them. That whole mandate is, and getting an injection is, it's a medical procedure, okay? And you can have all kind of reasons for not wanting it. I'm all for vaccines. I'm not anti-vax. Don't get me wrong. But if you got a reason to be hesitant or you don't want it for whatever reason, hey, that's on you. That ain't got nothing to do with me, bruh. You do you. You do what you got to do. That's why this is America. You have freedom. If they want to mandate something, if they want to make mandates, why don't we mandate freedom? How about that for a change? Huh? You know what I'm saying? How about mandating some freedom? Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. How about mandating some of that? All right. Let's get on with today's topic of discussion. What are you worth? What are you worth, gentlemen? You think, what the hell is he talking about? What am I worth? Talking about my net worth? Now, hopefully you're worth a little bit more than that. I think today's society, we get tied up in, possessions and positions. People like to think of themselves as they are not, because they may have a nice house and a nice car and a trophy wife or girlfriend, and they thinking, hey, I'm hot snot, as we used to say back when I was a kid. Yeah, you think you're hot snot. Oh, God. Yeah. I think that's what happens today. We get tied up in that kind of stuff, that outwardly appearance. Back in my day, we used to call it keeping up with the Joneses. Keep having to keep up appearances. Oh, well, the next door neighbor's got a new car. Maybe I need to start looking. Or everybody's starting to move out the neighborhood. Maybe I need to move. It's all about, moving up the ladder and all that kind of stuff. Same thing with the positions, trying to move up the ladder. I had a friend, but an acquaintance, somebody I went to school with, make an announcement on social media platform. Let me introduce you to Dr. So-and-so. And they were talking about themselves. I'm like, oh, well, that's nice. You got a doctorate. You've gone to school and got yourself an education and you doctorate, but that don't mean squat to me. I mean, good for you, I'm sure that means more money for you. Again, climbing financially, status, but good, you ain't gotta announce it. If you got to announce it on a social media platform, come on now. Really? Seriously? You gotta toot your own horn? Toot toot. Oh, God. I'm telling you what, people. Everybody's looking for, acceptance, Hey, look at me. Pay attention to me over here. Trying to get likes and comments and, accolades. Let me tell you something, gentlemen. Best thing to do is do what you got to do in quiet. Okay? Don't announce what you're doing to the rest of the world. People don't need to know everything you're doing. Kick back, relax, and observe. And somebody else is doing, you ain't got to make a comment on it. Somebody else is doing something. There's a lot of stuff, especially on social media, I'd like to make a comment on. And as soon as I think about it for a second, I'm like, you know what? It ain't even worth it. Because damn well somebody's going to take it the wrong way. You can't even post a meme on social media now, Facebook or Instagram or what have you. And then a meme, you know what a meme is. It's supposed to be something funny, sarcastic. You're making fun of, right? Joke. And then somebody don't, right below it, put some kind of serious comment down there. I'm like, really? You're not getting it, right? Yeah, you don't get it. It's a joke. It's a meme. But they got to post some kind of serious comment below it, And I jump their ass if I post something and they do that, I jump their ass. I'm like, don't put serious comments on my memes. These are joke posts. Jokes, people. They're jokes. Don't try to impress me with your wisdom. That's not what this is about. I don't try to impress people with my smarts. I'd probably fail. I'm smarter than your average bear, but I ain't trying to impress nobody with that. You just keep yourself on the down low, okay? That's the best row to hoe right there. Keep it down, keep it down, keep it low. Let your actions, let your deeds prove who and what you are. Let other people speak about you. Don't be out there blowing your own horn. But back to the task at hand. What is your worth? What are you worth? Hopefully it's more than your net value. I mean, I'm guilty as anybody. I love toys. Love toys. I got cars, guitars, motorcycles, musical equipment, amps, guns, all kind of photographic and video equipment. I love all that stuff. Stay in a decent house, nice house. But hopefully I'm worth more than that, than the total sum value of that stuff. You should be focused on your deeds, your words and your deeds. And then others will speak about you in a high regard, in a high fashion. You won't have to pump yourself up. People will do it for you. It's like that word of mouth advertisement. If you're in business, you can spend money advertising your business. But the best kind of advertisement is when you do a good job and somebody else goes, they'll tell, 5 or 10 people, what a great job you did. But if you did a lousy job, everybody they come in contact with, they're going to tell about it. They're going to tell, twice as many people, what a horrible job you did. They want to make sure everybody knows that they don't go mess with you because you did a good job, because you did a bad job. Hey, this person over here, they worth their goal. They did what they said they was going to do. They charged me a fair price. They took care of me. They respected my time. Did me a good service, or, worked on my car, or what have you. And if they did just the opposite, they'll make sure everybody else knows about it. Hopefully, your relation, and that's building a relationship with a customer. And hopefully your interpersonal relationships, your personal relationships are that same way. Value people's time and their effort and any kind of, money or effort that they put into it. Show people the respect that they deserve. Treat them the way you would want to be treated. It's funny how if you don't treat people, right, they'll split. Or, if they're not treating you right and you turn around and do the same thing to them, then they'll split. You're like, hey, that's, I'm just treating you the way you treat me. Some people don't like that. They don't like it when you treat them the way they treat you. So yeah, you should always be looking to increase your value as a human being, as a person, as a father, a son, an uncle, a husband, a dad, a nephew, whatever it is. Bring value to that relationship, bring value to, bring value to whatever it is that you do. Do it to the best of your ability. Otherwise, is it even worth doing? If you're not gonna, try and do the best you can at it, then why bother? If you're just gonna half-ass it. A lot of people even do relationships that way. They just half-ass them. Then when it don't work out, they want to know why. Well, hell, you wasn't even fully engaged to begin with. You didn't bring any value to it. That's what I tell you gentlemen, with females. What are they worth? What do they bring to the table? What do they bring to the relationship? It's not that they don't bring nothing, but most of the time they just bring themselves. Because as a man, you should have everything you need. You should have your own place, your own transportation, a job. You should be able to cook and clean for yourself, wash your own clothes. You should be able to take care of yourself. You should be independent as a man. You should not need anybody to take care of you. Obviously, in case you've got some kind of physical disability, we're not talking about that. I'm just talking about as a normal grown ass man, you should be fully independent, autonomous to yourself. So, you don't necessarily need a female in your life other than, for personal reasons, for your own personal reason. You're like, hey, and I love females more than anybody. But I know it's going to cost me if I'm going to have some kind of relationship with a female. It doesn't come for free. So what I want from them is I want them to bring some kind of intrinsic value to it. That's all. Bring value. It should, it's gonna cost me, so they ought to be bringing something. And that's what you want. You want to be that positive, not a negative. You want to, what are you worth? I tell you, your employer looks at you that way. What are you worth? Are you worth me paying you X amount per hour? Or if you're on a salary, per week or per month? Are you worth this bonus? You have to have some value as an employee. Your relationships are the same way. You have to bring some value to that. Have to man up, as they say. But, again, you shouldn't be the one putting out all the effort. But they say relationships are 50-50. Bullshit. Ain't no 50-50 relationship, because then both of you just half-ass. You give 100%. If you pursuing a relationship or you're in a relationship, you both should be giving each other 100% of whatever it is you got to give. And I'm not talking about open up your bank account or your house. I'm talking about being, physically there, if you can be. When, I wouldn't let a female take up all your time, but, when you're available, you're available. Give her, your emotional support. Be open and available for that. Mentally. I don't know if you've, maybe you have, I'm sure you have, you're out on a date and that person's somewhere else. They might be out with you, but their head is totally somewhere else. They're not bringing any value to that. You fixing to spend money on a date, on a meal and entertainment and what have you, and they're not even there. They're somewhere else. That's happened. You know what I do? I take them home. I'm like, look, obviously you're not here tonight. You're occupied. You got something else that's bothering you. You got something going on. This ain't gonna be fun for me or you. Let me take you home. Ain't no need in wasting your time and hers, not having a good time, and then you later on you're gonna be pissed, and you're gonna, you be wanting to hold it against her because, you put out that money, that time, that effort, and she didn't value that because, she wasn't mentally there. She's physically there, but not mentally. And that don't bode well. So that's what I'm saying. What is your worth? What is your value? Increase your spiritual value. Increase your mental value. You should always be trying to improve yourself, on education, learning stuff. You should always be trying to do that as best of your ability. I mean, we all can't stop and go to school, but you can always learn something. And if you can take an online course, or you can enroll in a, local college and take a night course or something and get a certificate or something. If you have the time and opportunity, do that. Increase your value. Increase your worth. Increase your wealth. Take care of yourself financially. Put money away. There's lots of ways to do that. I'm not a financial advisor, but there's lots of different ways to put money away, tuck money away, invest money to increase your financial value over time. It's not going to happen overnight. I ain't talking about winning the lottery here. There's lots of ways to do that. and increase who you are as a person. You know, being a man is not always about being rough and gruff. That's why they call him a gentleman. It's like James Bond. You go in the room, you be polite, and you be cordial, and you meet everybody in there, but you got a plan to kill everybody in the room. That's you got to be able to to be a man. That's you got to be able to increase your value. What are you worth? And you should have good self-worth. You should have good self-esteem. Don't let somebody else's opinion of you dictate to you how you feel about yourself. Now, don't be overly confident. Don't do that either. There's a lot of people, they run their mouth and this, that, and the other, and they can't back up and do half of what they say they can. Don't be that person. Like I said, be understated, not overstated. Same thing in business. You don't overpromise and then underdeliver, right? That's not good for you as a business. Your customer's not going to like that. But what you can do is underpromise. Yes, we'll do the best we can. We're going to do everything we can for you, blah, blah, blah. And then you over-deliver. You do better than what they expected, see? That's value. So do that in your personal life. Don't be boisterous and full of self-confidence. There's nothing wrong with being self-confident, but don't be cocky. Don't be over. So it's about how you carry yourself, It's about how you carry yourself. Be confident, but be low-key. Nothing wrong with that. There's value in that. It's what they call stoicism. All right? I'll have to do an episode on stoicism. All right, gentlemen, I think I beat that horse long enough. Check out the social media sites. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Gab, and Locals. There's a lot going on there. If you ain't checking them out, you're missing out on half the show. Got the website, podpage.com podpage.com/of men for men podcast. That's where you can find everything. All right, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate you tuning in. We on well over 7,000 downloads now. We are about on 7,200. And this is currently our 85th episode. So we're racking up the mileage and racking up the listens. And I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are the ones that make this happen, not me. I'm just getting on here running my mouth with a microphone, but you guys are the ones that actually make it happen. And I appreciate it. And if you'd like to support the podcast, you can do so. Wherever you're listening to this podcast, use that support button and you can support this podcast for as little as 99 cents a month. That ain't even a bag of chips. All right, my friends. I have been James Rodney Lemax, and you have been great. Yeah. This will be a weekly podcast. You can find it on the Anchor app and anywhere podcasts are available. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. I look forward to seeing you there.